Hey, you guys, so it's been a minute. Holidays happened. Holidays probably happened for you. I am legitimately throwing a bunch of things in a pot. I'm using my InstantPot. Already got the oil in here. And I thought, some of y'all don't know what you can do with your InstantPot, so I'm going to show you. First things first, you need a drink because, I can't cook without a drink. And I'm not talking alcohol. Sometimes sure. Today, not so much. I'm just gonna do a little sparkling water. I'm not feeling water today, so we're gonna do a little sparkling water, and then I'm gonna get my water back in. Mostly because I don't know, something about having sparkling water triggers my thirst. So then I want water. It's a whole mind games, brain games. It's a thing. It's a total thing. All right. So here's what we're making here today. A dog eating at my feet, so I'm looking a little funky in my stance. Hey Trish, I'm making dinner. Look, sausage. The crazy part is a lot of times I don't make sausage, you guys. It's just not a thing. So I got my sausage, I got my pepper, I got my onion. We are gonna throw some triple beans in here. So here's what's in here: kidney beans, pinto beans, and black beans. So it just kind of makes up a little flavor. And then this is one of my favorite canned tomato companies, the Meyer Glen. Love. And the fire roasted, oh yeah, I'm in for it. So I'm gonna mix it all together. I don't know. I wanted something different. So we're gonna throw all this together. For the adults, we'll put it over rice. The kids aren't really eating rice right now, so I got a veggie penne pasta. I got it left over in there, so we're just gonna heat up a little bit, and the kids can have that with their pasta. But this InstantPot, y'all, everything's going in here. We're sauteing everything in here, and then we're gonna let it simmer until dinner time. It's what? Okay, so it's 4 o'clock, so we've got like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. So we're gonna saute it all, we're gonna put it all in here, and then we're gonna let it marinate and put it on the low crock pot setting. In case y'all didn't know, an InstantPot could do that. No, this isn't in my TikTok shop, or I don't think an InstantPot is in any of my listings anywhere, but it is one of my backup tools when I really don't feel like cooking. This is my go-to because legit, all I have to clean when I'm done is that, and obviously the spatula I use and the knife I use. That's it. That's all I gotta use. So let's chop up some of this. Let's get it sauteed. The very first thing I do, I mean, full disclaimer, not a chef. I put the aromatics in first. So onion, pepper first. I'm not sure about garlic. We have garlic. I'm not sure I'm throwing that in here today. Maybe. It's cold and flu season. It would be a good idea. Not sure though. And for the record, not really an onion fan, but I love the flavor of it. So this is going to be chopped up really tiny, as I usually do. What's up, Keegan? So for those of you that don't know, one of the tricks to not crying over an onion, don't cut through this. So as you saw, I don't know if you saw, I cut this way, so I didn't cut through that. It's my trick. It works 90% of the time. My cousin puts on goggles so it doesn't affect our eyes. This one's strong. Not right now, Buddy Boo. Okay. Huh? Maybe. Here, I need you out of the kitchen, please.
Are you crying?
Nope, I'm not crying. Are you crying over the onion? Are you crying? You got the hiccups. Are you crying over the onion? Ooh. Let's not do that. You're crying over the onion? I hear you. Do you hear? He's crying over the onion. No, you're not crying over the onion? Are you crying because I won't give you my trail mix?
No.
Okay. Little things. It's the little things. All right, so feel free to pop questions in there. Have you used your InstantPot for something like this? I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. Let's see. All right, so onions. And what I usually do, especially, you know, InstantPot, and when I'm live, because things take a little bit longer, I just chop everything up and then I start the saute. Right now it's on off. I don't have a very expensive InstantPot, by the way, like a tooth. Huh, okay. But it's been a lifesaver. It's really been a lifesaver. You can throw so much into the crock pot and let that simmer throughout the day, like, you know, frozen chicken, frozen meat, things like that, and it cooks, right? If you can't tell, I suck at defrosting things. Like, that's one of my challenges in cooking is I don't remember to defrost things. That's where this comes in. So an InstantPot to me is basically a crock pot on speed. Because you can put things in here and effectively all you have to do is cook it the same way, but because it's a pressurized cook, it's gonna take less amount of time. So, you know, if you forget to marinate something or you forget to defrost something, it works out. It helps you out. It is one of the tools that helps you out. Helps me out a lot. Yeah, Riley, I have no idea what you mean by it sounds like a tooth. I didn't know a tooth had a sound. Dude, what's with the hiccups? Keegan? Hey, go play with your brother, please. All right, so if you're just joining us, we're making dinner. I am finishing up cutting the pepper, the red bell pepper. I have an onion, I have a red bell pepper, so we're gonna chop it up, put it in, saute it, and then as it's sauteing, I'm gonna chop up the sausage I bought, the smoked sausage. This is another new thing. Like, for a very long time, I couldn't eat bacon. You tell me the wrong thing about meat, it's out. Can't eat it. My mind plays tricks on me. It's kind of crazy. Let's get, ignore the mess behind me. All right, so we are gonna put this on saute. It has a timer. That's the one thing with the InstantPot is there's a timer for everything. I set it on 30 and just leave it because if I need to, I can reset simmer and it goes right back to where it was. So it's on. For those of you that don't have an InstantPot, see where it says on? All right, so when you do the crock pot setting, it'll say on as it's heating up, and then once it gets to temp, it says low or it says high. Right now it's sauteing. We'll hear the onions sauteing in a minute, and then that's how we'll know. Makes it really easy. Ooh, there we go. All right. I haven't bought this style of sausage, but we live in Texas and it was local, so gotta try the local because the local stuff around Texas can be really good, and they're picky about their meats, picky about their chickens. You know how it goes. If you know Texas, you know, or if you're in a state that is like that, because I think Minnesota, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Minnesota that is really the Angus cows. Might be wrong, not sure. So for those of you listening, I usually work with a lot of mamas. Ooh, there's a lot of pepper in this one. Okay, so this is a good recipe for, like, you don't want spaghetti anymore. I'm not a big fan of spaghetti, you guys. I'm not. It's a great cheap recipe. The kids love it. My husband loves it. When you just can't stand anymore, this is a way to not necessarily have it without having it, but have it without having it, you know? So easy, quick, you can throw it over. Like, one of the things I'm probably gonna do with this is throw it over cauliflower rice. It's one of the things I like. Gives me a little bit more vegetables. This is also a recipe that tastes delicious with some broccoli. Yeah, cruciferous all the way. Cruciferous. If you're looking at trying to get, can you hear the simmer? You hear the sizzle now? If you're looking at trying to get more vegetables into your diet, and if you're like me, if you're in menopause, you really do need more protein. It helps us a lot if you're not getting enough. And it's an easy recipe. Everybody in our family likes it. You can actually switch up the sausage. Everything else is exactly the same. You could get, like I said, I love the Meyer Glen, but there's quite a few other diced tomato cans and jars. Some have garlic in it, basil, oregano. Some have the spice, so like jalapeno, serranos, things like that, which we love spice here. My husband and I love spice. The littles don't. So we put the spice in after the fact, not as we cook. A little bit of a change. Hopefully down the line we'll be able to change that, but I mean, they're 5, so can't really complain too much, right? All right, so we got some sizzle. I'm gonna go get my spatula so that we can stir it. Let out. Just hoping she gets something. Woo, yay. Now, the one challenge for those actual chefs out there who haven't used this, I don't think that's you, but I have a friend, here's where I'm going with this. I have a friend who was a 5-star chef and went and had kids, became a stay-at-home mom. It's been a minute. She doesn't have an InstantPot, doesn't know anything about it. And I guess before she was very natural, she didn't really use the pressure cooker. There we go. All right, that's a win. So I don't know if you can see in the corner there, you see how yellow those are? Perfect. So let's get some sausage in that. But it surprised her that the InstantPot really only has one temperature when you're doing a saute. There's no, like, you could do less, normal, and more on here, but that's time. It's not temperature. So you only have one. It's saute and that's it. So we're gonna just let it do its thing. We're gonna get a little bit of a cook on the sausage because I'm panicky and paranoid and I like to make sure my meat is cooked. If I'm gonna eat it, I wanna, I don't want to, no. Know what I'm saying? And I don't want to spend my time somewhere we're not going to talk about. No running because of diarrhea or constipation or anything else. I like to just make sure everything is very well cooked. I think this smells so good. The sausage, definitely black pepper in it. I can smell it. So good. I'll come back and let you guys know how it goes. What it tastes like. We'll get this in there, and then I bought 2 packs. This is one of my tricks, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you are stay-at-home parents. It's my trick to always having extra food in the house, is I double up any recipe that we make. Because what's going to happen is we'll have this tonight, maybe we'll have it for lunch tomorrow or dinner the next day or something, right? We'll have it one more time. And then we're done. So the rest will go into a freezer in a food saver bag. And then down the line, when we have a rough day or one of us is sick, that hasn't happened for a minute, but when one of us is sick or we're just rough day, busy, right? Then we'll pull it out. And it's just one of the meals that we stash in our freezer. And I do this about 3 times a week. And you would think that the freezer is packed full, but trust me, it is not. Because those other days, we're using the frozen foods. So we talk about this a lot with some of our workshops that Carrie and I do with the Food Freedom Rebellion, where it's not about prepping all your food on Sunday and spending hours doing it. I suck at that, you guys. Carrie's really good at it. Not me. I suck at it. Totally suck at it. That is not going to be me. That will never be me. Has never been me. Even in full marathon days, was never me. But what is me is taking my dishes, doubling them, tripling them, quadrupling them when there are 4 of us and I have to make 4 servings. Now I make 4 more. With this, I probably only have to make 3 servings and then split it with the boys. They'll like it. They won't love it. That's the thing, is what they love. I need to make them each a serving. What they don't like, or they'll eat and they're not really sure about, I can make 3 servings and then, double or triple that, and we're good. So that's my trick to meal prepping, is I can prep this. You can eat tonight, fresh. It's delicious, ongoing. Put it with rice tonight, or like me, I'm gonna put it with my cauliflower rice. The boys will have it with pasta, and then next week we can make sandwiches. Or I like wraps. If they get sandwiches, I get a wrap. Put it over some lettuce, put it in a Buddha bowl with some sweet potatoes. I mean, there's so much that you can modify this. And since it's really just a basic, it's a pecan smoked sausage. I can smell the pecan, I can smell the pepper. This would be a good one to add a little bit of an Asian twist to. Maybe a little teriyaki sauce, or, ooh, you know what would be really good in this? Here we go down the spicy route again. What would be really good is the Asian chili, especially a Thai chili. This with a Thai chili sauce, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay, I'm gonna throw the beans in and the tomatoes in, and we are keeping the liquid. So you keep the liquid in the beans, the canned beans, you keep the liquid in the canned diced tomatoes, okay? If you make them fresh, especially if you're someone who makes these tomatoes fresh and you put them in your freezer to store them, if you haven't done that, let me know. I will show you the trick. I'm the only one that eats tomatoes raw here, so I just get the cans. For now, when the boys grow up and as they start eating more and more foods, that'll probably change. I'm gonna move this so you can see what's going on inside, because we don't need to cut anything more. And there we go. Now right there, we're gonna throw our beans in, throw our tomatoes in, and switch it from saute to crock pot. Because looking at these, the only thing you're not gonna get from the sausage, which those 2 over there don't like the black smoky bits. You know when you saute sausage on a stovetop and then it gets like the crusty bits on the top and the bottom? Love that. They don't. That's not gonna happen in an InstantPot. That's the thing, that's something that won't happen. But it's cooked. So now throw the other 2 parts in, put the top on, and we're done. And that's it. And in an hour and 15 minutes, no, an hour and 45 minutes, I need to, I suck at math, you guys. In an hour and 45 minutes, we will have dinner ready. And legit, if all I did was throw another vegetable into this and throw it into a bowl, it's a full protein. It is full carbohydrates using vegetables. I used olive oil, and I love the olive oil from like France and Italy, and like the fresh olive oil. Not a processed, but the fresh olive oil. Yes, I know it's expensive. Trust me, it is worth it. You put just a little bit and it goes a long way. But I like those flavors. So we've got our healthy fats. We've got a great flavor in there. We've got the vegetables in there. We're adding more vegetables in there. You actually technically wouldn't have to add any more vegetables. You could just eat it as is. And yeah, it freezes well. And that's it. Dinner is done. I need to go back and look, but I think legit me doing the cutting and all of that took maybe 10 minutes with me talking. I'm a chatterbox, if you couldn't tell. So 15 minutes, this does the rest, I will take it. As a stay-at-home mom, I will take it. So if you're a caregiver, this is one of my favorite recipes. If you have a recipe that you saute things on the stovetop and then you let it simmer, great way to do it. Absolute great way to do it. And then I leave it on low for however long I need. Tonight it's gonna be 1 hour and 45 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 hours. I have left it for 3. I think one time I left it for 3. Not on purpose, it just kind of, I was feeling inspired. Talk about the black bits. As long as it's not on the sausage, they are fine with it. Oh my gosh. Oh, the flavor. I think that's my favorite part about cooking. I was not always a chef, you guys. Or I mean, I'm not a chef. I'm not a chef. No, I'm not a chef. But I was not always a big fan of cooking. I used to, I tried, but I sucked at it. Like, when I first learned to cook, I was kind of thrown into it. My mom had to work, and I had a point where I was babysitting my brother, who was 10 years younger than me. And she's like, oh, hey, here's some ground beef, and you can cook. That's what I remember. And then I was like, oh, if I can do this, I can make cookies, and I can do this, and I can do that. And 9 times out of 10, my mom and dad would come home, and there's smoke pouring out of the house. Doors open, windows open, because my sister, who's 2 years younger, had half a brain, more than I did, and knew I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, bad, not know what I was doing. Over the years, I definitely learned. When I lost weight in 2003, I really learned. Living in California, living away from everybody, losing weight, because I had lost 30 pounds and moved to California, met the trainer, a nutritionist, started learning how to actually cook things like this. And lost 100 pounds doing it and fell in love with cooking. But I have caveats. I love to cook. I love blending the flavors. I love the smell of the flavors. I like experimenting. But I want the experiment to end at 30 minutes so I can eat. Like, if it takes me longer than 30 minutes to prep and cook and get to the table, I'm done. This is perfect because I'm now, like, the beans in and I'm done. Switch the thing over. When we come back, like, we'll probably make some rice. And I have pasta in the fridge that I made yesterday, so I just need to heat that up for the boys. And I can do that by putting a little, the strainer, the vegetable cooker, put it over this while we're making the rice. Pasta's heated up. The rice, basically, it's 5 minutes of boiling, turn it down, and you're done. So legit, it will take me full on actual time working, maybe 20, 25 minutes for this recipe before I can sit down and eat it. To me, that's a win. And if you're quick, you can do this quicker. I'm guaranteeing many of you watching this, many of you listening, will do this much quicker than I do. But like I said in my chatterbox, hence why I'm here. I figured, I was going to come back and go live next week. And when I started working on this, it was like, this is a good way to come back. The holidays were pretty busy. I don't know about you guys. Very busy. Very weird. Very bizarre. I'm grateful that the holiday is over. I'll be excited with school starting. We go back to 12. I don't know when you guys go back, but we go back to 12. All right. Last can. Now, I include the moisture just because when you go to freeze this, you're going to want that extra moisture. It doesn't dilute flavors, if anyone's wondering. All right, so now here we are. We have, what does this thing say? Spraying. Did I spray you? 10 cups of food. 10 cups. If you're wondering, That's 10 servings. It could technically be 20 servings, depending on, you know, if you're pairing it with anything. If you're eating it just straight up, that's 10 servings. So, good mix, blend it all up. And we're gonna now switch this. And that's it. Done. Absolutely done. I will tell you this, I realize I don't eat dairy. I can't, for those of you that don't know, I have a pretty major dairy intolerance. I call it a dairy allergy. Put the top on, make sure it's sealed. Gotta make sure the InstantPot is sealed. This is open, this is sealed. If it wiggles like mine, just make sure it's in there, okay? I dropped the top, it still works, but you know. All right, so we're gonna cancel, we're gonna go to slow cook, 3. Let's see. Yeah, let's do 230. There we go. All right, and that's it, done. My dinner's finished. What are you having? I mean, I got plenty if you want to come by. Totally kidding. So that's basically it, you guys. That is live for today. I will come back with a video later and let y'all know. I'll show you what it looked like. And if you want the recipe, just DM me, because this legit is one of my, this flavor sounds good, this flavor sounds good, this flavor sounds good. Throw it together, put it in here. Yeah, come on by, we got plenty. I always make way too much, like I said, because I want to freeze some of it so I don't have to cook later. It's a win-win. You don't have to do all this meal prepping in one day. You can space it out and you can save yourself some sanity if you're like me and you just don't like that. So I will chat with you guys later. Let me know, like I said, let me know if you want the recipe. And yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Bye, have a great day.